The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, welcome to the Ring and All of the Sports. My name is Leo Connors. I'm your host, and tonight, making his third appearance on the Ring and All Other Sports is my friend, Live Wire Dave Padula. Dave.
Leo, my pleasure.
Thanks for coming on, man, again. This
My
is going to be
pleasure, always.
awesome. Seeing Dave's been on a few times, we don't have to play the name game. We don't have to play the get-to-know-you interview. We can just dive into a bunch of different topics. But Dave made a post today on Facebook about some things he wanted to talk about,
Yep.
and I can't wait to get down the list. So I'm going to start off with this one. Who beat up Rich Bass at a concert?
I beat up Rich Bass.
What happened?
All right. Professional wrestling is very weird.
Yeah.
Right? You run into these situations, especially when you get professional wrestlers that hang out at a social event.
Right.
It was around, we're going to use the word circa again, 2007 Korn Family Values Concert in Mansfield, Massachusetts, at the Comcast Center, formerly the Great Woods, now known as half a million names.
Center now, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It was myself, referee Rich Bass, and Matt Storm.
Okay.
So we go to the concert, and there might have been some alcohol beverages consumed throughout the night, and, you know.
Might have been.
It might be. But after the show, we were walking in the parking lot to my vehicle, and I had parked in the VIP parking lot.
Yep.
And one of the bands that was opening that night was in the parking lot with a video camera. And they're trying to make a video tape for themselves and rile up the crowd.
Yeah.
Not knowing who I was, the guy just yells out, "Hey, look, Bam Bam Bigelow!"
Wow, he didn't
And I just start laughing.
Right.
And Matt looks at me, and Rich gives me the eye. And I'm like, "Yeah, Bam Bam Bigelow." And the guy's just egging me on about wrestling.
Right.
Not knowing
Right.
I wrestle.
Wow.
So I start cutting a promo. So he turns his attention to me, and he's like, "Bam Bam Bigelow, what are you going to do? I'm going to body slam somebody." Now, again, guy doesn't know me. He doesn't know I'm with Rich Bass and Matt
Right.
Storm. So I look at Rich Bass, make eye contact. I just look at him. Boom, I boot him in the gut, take him, body slam him right on the cement.
Wow, really?
He gets up, he's
Yeah.
bleeding from the mouth, because he bit his mouth. The kid with the video camera from the band's like, "Dude, you just fucked that kid up." I swore, "I'm sorry."
That's all right.
He goes, "Kid, you just messed that kid up." I'm like, "I don't care. I'm Bam Bam Bigelow. I'll take on anybody." So the kid's like, "Oh, yeah? I want you to knock over that Porta-John." And it was a handicap Porta-John.
Oh, no.
So I did make sure there was nobody inside it before. And I stood back and I rammed that Porta-John, and it kind of teetered, whatever. I go for the second time. Who comes over? The Mansfield Police Department on their little tricycles.
Uh-oh.
So the fun was over. Yeah. But the story was that I beat up Rich Bass. And actually, this was in 2007, and Rich owes me one, so I have a beating come, so.
Nice. Well, Rich is going to be coming on the show down
He
the
is.
line,
That's
so
awesome.
I cannot
And,
wait.
and thank you, Rich Bass, because he was such a good sport about it. It made memory for that guy, because that guy think,
oh, yeah.
you know,
he's going to remember you guys forever. He's going to be telling people, like, when he does another concert,
hey, this guy beat
you
up this
remember
guy."
these guys?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. That's a great story.
Thank you, Rich Bass.
And you're right. Rich is a good guy, good sport about everything.
He's a great kid.
Seeing we're talking about, like guys in the business, I'd like to talk about a guy that's no longer with us, who had a lot to do with a lot of the talent around here, and who was an incredible, incredible worker. And someone took me off. They took it the wrong way when I said it before, that he would have been a bigger star. What I meant was he already was a star, and there wasn't anything that could have been done to make him better in the ring. What I meant was if he had made it into the WWE ring, how big everybody would have known him, and that's Steve Bradley.
Of course. And actually, Steve Bradley, he did work for the WWF, or WWF at the time.
Yes.
In Memphis.
Yes.
When they used the Memphis as their school for the farm, the kids
he had
ready.
a huge feud with Kurt Angle.
And he's the one that actually trained Kurt Angle.
Yes.
He helped train Kurt Angle. So Steve, I think he did have, a big impact.
Right.
And he's very respected, especially Kurt Angle.
Oh,
Mentioned him
yeah.
in the Hall of Fame speech.
Yes.
And everybody in New England who had the pleasure of knowing Steve knows how great he was.
Right.
And I think that's the best compliment you can give the guy is just knowing how good he was, what he did for everybody. He was a very unselfish person with his knowledge, and he shared a lot with me. And I actually got a Steve Bradley story, if you don't mind.
That'd be awesome.
It kind of goes back to how professional wrestling was in the 90s when I wrestled. Promoters, especially Savannah Souza, hated when wrestlers would arrive together. You couldn't drive together. You couldn't go out to eat together. You couldn't be seen together. It was very
Old school.
Yeah, very old school. The good guys, the bad guys. You couldn't mix the two together.
Right.
But at this time, I was working for Yankee Pro. I was wearing a mask. I was doing a Sir Reaper gimmick.
Yep.
So it was I think it was Clinton, Connecticut. I arrived early, checked in, and Steve wanted to go, just walk the fairgrounds, get something to eat. So I said, yeah, I'll go for a walk. So we go for a walk, and we're by the benches, where the food is and everything. And out of nowhere, Savannah Souza comes yelling, "Jesus Christ, Bradley, kayfabe, kayfabe!" And Bradley yells back, "But Souza, he wears a mask. No one knows who he is." Right. And I'm sitting there like, well, they do now. I thought I was going to get in trouble.
Right.
And Steve's like, "Oh, don't worry about it." And then we got back, and Savannah Souza, sat me down, and he's like, "You don't understand." He was like, "People see you guys together. That kind of."
Right.
But I'm like, I wear a mask.
Right. And that's awesome because I have one tiny little Steve Bradley story. I only interacted with him once. Mm-hmm. It was at an NECW show. I've said it on here before. He was dressed as Santa Claus. Okay. And he ripped it off and beat up on Slick Wagner Brown, who at the time was one of my favorites, still is one of my favorites. But at that time, he probably was my favorite independent New England wrestler.
Yeah.
But I knew he had come over to the table where I was selling my merchandise at Sheldon Show, and he picked up a Missy Hyatt book. Yep. And he's like, and playing Santa too, right? Ho, ho, ho. What a ho. Last time I seen her was at the Chris Benoit or the Brian Hildebrand. I couldn't remember which one. Memorial show, he said. So then I was like, wow, who is this? You know what I mean? I had no idea it was him.
Yep.
When he ripped it off, I think I popped more than anybody. The whole place popped, but it was incredible. But yeah, and I just know Steve from watching him in the ring.
Yep.
Unbelievable. And the stories I have heard from all these guys, how unselfish he was, And
he had such a great mind for the business. Yeah. Anybody would tell you. And anybody who's went to his school, who trained with him, who's wrestled with him, tremendous mind.
And it's wild because some of the stories I've heard, he was running his own shows at 15 years old.
Yep.
And as he kept going, it's funny because it started off here, and they just gradually kept growing with the crowds.
Yep.
As a kid, he knew how to promote and everything. I mean,
Smart
it's just
kid.
amazing.
Very, very smart kid.
And it's sad, you know what I mean, that Steve's no longer with us because I guarantee you anyways, he'd still be doing major things,
Absolutely.
at least in this area, I know for a fact.
Absolutely. I definitely I believe that too. And speaking of people no longer with us, we've actually lost a few people since the last time I've been here.
Yes.
A gentleman who I'd never met before, but I've used a lot of his work tactics was Mr. Pogo in Japan. He was like the king of hardcore, and I am a huge fan of FMW. Yeah. And I got a lot of their videos and DVDs.
I do too at home.
And when I did the Fireball in 2000, it was one of his videos I was watching. It was Terry Funk and a couple other guys when they were blowing the Fireball. Yeah. I was watching how I had no, back then Google was just starting to come about. Yep. So I really didn't know how to.
Are you getting everything off your tapes?
So I was kind of watching how with their arms, with the flame, and what they were doing, and so that was a huge loss, especially the way he passed.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It was complications with surgery, and then Dave Jackson, a gentleman who I spoke of when I was here last time.
We talked a lot about Dave.
If it wasn't for Dave, I would never, ever, ever been able to follow my dream of being a professional wrestler. He had passed away. Complications of open heart surgery.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. And but it brought together a lot of guys at his celebration of life that we haven't seen in a while. Right. And it was really good seeing those guys and some of the guys I started out with, and they're doing really good now. And another gentleman that just passed recently is George Titus. He was a very close friend of especially the guys at Primal Conflict.
Okay.
George would help out with the ring. He would do anything you wanted him to do. He just loved being around professional wrestling. And when you have Steve Stallion and Jose, you got to ask them the story about Jamie Payne going through a table.
Okay.
A flaming table.
I haven't heard that name in a long
Where
time.
Jamie Payne got lit on fire.
Right.
Well, Jamie Payne goes to this table. It's lit on fire.
Yeah.
They didn't give it time for the fluid to soak. When he went through the table, he was basically lit on fire, and George was doing security, and George actually threw himself onto Jamie to try to put the flame out. And then at that same time, his leg got caught on fire. And by this time, I got the fire extinguisher, and I got him out. But that was just the type of guy he was. He really watched out for the boys. He protected everybody. And that when you get Steve and Jose, you got to ask them about that story. It's
absolutely, and
very
it's
intense.
great though how you remember he was a fan who just loved the sport. Maybe 6 months ago, there was a fan down in the Philadelphia area, Kevin Hogan, that everybody was talking about on Facebook, and all the wrestlers were making, little memorial videos of him.
That, yeah.
Kevin Steen did a lot of guys, and it really made me feel good, as a huge wrestling fan like I am, to see them talking about a fan, you know what I mean? That meant a lot to the wrestlers.
Absolutely.
And there is one more person that passed away recently. She wasn't really from around here, but Diane Van Hoffman. She passed away. Her biggest claim to fame in my eyes only because she was Moondog Fifi in the Memphis area in the 90s and stuff. And but she was Diane Van Hoffman, as a wrestler, and she passed away too. And rest in peace, all you guys,
Absolutely.
Dave, George, Diane, and
Mr. Pogo.
Mr. Pogo, yeah. Seriously.
And if I may also mention David Z-Rock.
Okay.
He was a bass player for a band with his brother Paulie. It's called ZO2. He also was the East Side. Trans-Siberian Orchestra has two bands.
Oh.
All right. You got the East Side and you got the West Side.
Right.
And David Z-Rock was the bass player for the East Side.
Wow.
And I had the pleasure of meeting him and seeing him perform live at the Rock Junction when he came with his brother ZO2.
Right.
And you want to talk about a guy who's the nicest guy. Very, very humble. And his band, Adrenaline Mob, was down in Florida recently. And they had pulled over to change a tire. And I don't know the entire story of how everything happened, but a tractor trailer came by, swerved, hit their van and the RV, and killed David. And it's a big loss. If you go on Facebook, you see all the memorials, the pictures, everybody
I
sharing.
actually did see some today.
Yeah, it's amazing. A very talented player. If you ever had the chance to see him with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, you see him when he plays the bass, he dances around. He's just very talented, and it's a big loss.
Definitely. Were you at the XWA show last night?
I was not.
Okay, because I guess somebody from Kill Switch Engage was at the show.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, so I just saw a picture posted.
Yeah,
and
Michael was down
cool.
there, and I seen the picture with him and Anthony Green.
Yes,
Yes,
and
I
I'll
was
tell you, I
jealous.
guess he's a huge wrestling fan. I did
I
not
didn't know that. I didn't-
Yeah, one of my nephews is a big Kill Switch Engage fan, so I'm gonna have to hit him up later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's seeing that we're on that, let's go to all right. We went down, sad, but now let's turn it to. You mentioned something today on Facebook about the biggest piece of shit in professional wrestling.
Yeah, Anthony Catena.
Yeah.
The biggest piece of shit. I never met this gentleman.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know him personally.
Right.
But
Neither do I.
I know you got a guy in the control room. Biggest piece of shit. Literally.
Right.
When he gets into the ring, the fans throw toilet paper. They throw inflatable pieces, the poop, basically. I'm waiting for somebody to throw diapers at him filled with poop. If you guys got any ideas, just do it.
I heard it might happen.
And he works for XWA.
Yep.
And the way he has a disregard for wrestlers, the fans, I've never called anybody the biggest piece of crap in my life, and
Right.
he is it.
Wow.
And if you don't know who he is, look him up. Facebook, XWA Rhode Island uses him. And Ace
For
Romero.
now, at least.
Oh, let me tell you something about this guy, though.
Yeah.
He's got a phenomenal body.
Yep.
He's got a great look.
Yep.
It's just that he doesn't care.
How is he in the ring?
He's good.
Good?
Oh, yeah. He's a little Randy Orton-ish.
Yep. Yep.
But when he wrestles his opponents, he doesn't care about them. And he just basically, he's a piece of shit. I'm sorry.
Just does what he wants.
He does what he
and
wants.
Hopefully no one ever gets hurt wrestling him, that's for sure. You
No,
know what I mean?
no. And I don't mean that.
Okay.
I don't mean he's a piece of shit like that, but he's just very cocky.
Yep.
He doesn't care about the fans. When he wrestled Ace Romero, I thought it was the greatest thing because AC Baby took him around the ring and let every single fan chop him. And he deserved it.
Wrestler too.
Anthony deserved it.
Wow. I'm glad you brought up Ace though, because Brian Malonis is one of the best big men in the business, and I like to say that Ace is coming right up. I mean, if he's not right there with them now, I'm serious. Ace is unbelievable. He moves around the ring.
Yep, like somebody a quarter of his size or half his size.
Absolutely.
That kid's so talented.
He's gonna be a big star.
Yep,
he is. I really do believe that.
Absolutely.
He's a phenomenal worker.
And
I don't know him at all. I've never even met him.
I do want to make a statement about Anthony, though. I'm not saying he's a piece of crap for nobody to book him.
Right.
I'm just saying if you want to find a wrestler that you can really hate and want to hate, and I'm not, this is a total shoot.
Yep.
You will hate him. I hate him.
Right.
I mean, I love everybody in the business.
Yeah.
I hate this guy.
Wow.
And I want to see him get his ass kicked by everybody.
The guys that I've seen the most hated ever around New England is DC, Dillinger, and Sean Gorman. Yep. Those guys had legitimate heat where people wanted, I know for a fact, fans wanted to beat the crap out of Sean Gorman.
Yep.
Honestly, they really did. But nobody had the guts because DC probably would have killed him, and they knew that.
Eddie Edwards, DC,
they were unbelievable. I mean, Eddie, I don't think was as hated as those two, but when they were together, yes, he was. Yep. But another guy that's hated right now in New England, and he wrestles, the only place I've seen him wrestle is Beyond. I know he's just recently worked for Chaotic, and if I'm not mistaken, he's from the New Bedford, Fall River area. Chuck O'Neal. The fans, I'm telling you, man, the Beyond fans love to hate this guy. Yeah. He can work. He's an MMA guy, too.
Yeah, good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he can work. But, man, even me, when he gets in the ring, and I'm like you, I like to get along with everybody, but, when this guy gets in the ring, he does such a good job. I legitimately hate him.
Yeah.
I do not like him. His character and everything, and I know how wrestling works.
Yep.
But, man, oh, man, I yell things that I would never yell at any other wrestler.
But when a wrestler can make me hate them, they got something special.
Absolutely.
And that's a compliment to Anthony because the way his look, his stature, makes me want to hate him so bad.
Yeah. See that, Anthony? If you're watching this, just remember, we may be hating you, but we respect your work.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about it.
I'm not disrespecting him in any way.
You're obviously doing yourself a good job, The fans hating you. Hopefully I'll get to see you, and I'll get to boo you real loud, too, even though I've never seen you, never met you or anything, but from what I hear, I should be booing you.
Yeah. Well, speaking of hated people, let's talk about Mayor McCheese.
Oh, here we go.
Who is Mayor McCheese?
Yeah, I gave you a name off here, but I don't know if that's him.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is, it was brought up, I think, Scott Reed.
Yes.
You guys were talking about some people and everything. And,
yes.
And for anybody who doesn't know who Mayor McCheese is, it's a name that I remember from back in the Burning Hammer days.
Right.
On the wrestling forum, Burning Hammer.
Yes.
And he would talk mad crap about people. He just
everybody.
And he knew us. He knows me. He knows a lot of people. And we just never figure out who he is.
So we pretty much probably know who he is, too.
Know who he is. But he did.
Yes.
Back in 2009, and if Mayor McCheese doesn't remember this, I'll refresh his memory. June 12, 2009. Since some of you claim I just come here to start trouble, which is false, I thought I'd share a topic that's a little bit more nice. Who is the nicest person in New England? Mayor McCheese's answer? Dave Padula. Thank you, Mayor McCheese.
Yes, and he's right. You are one of the nicest guys. I've met a lot of great guys. You are a nice guy, and there's a lot of other nice guys that I'm sure Mayor McCheese shit on. He actually did that to me when he said Scott tweeted out that he was going to be on the show. And he definitely watched the show because he told me, he said that I'm a mock caterer, which is true. I am a mock for professional wrestling.
We all are.
I love to cater. And I give boring off-topic stories, and that's fine. So you watch the show, and that's an hour of your life that you can't get back. Just so you know, you can write whatever you want about me because as my girl knows, and she's sitting in this room too, I don't care what people think of me. Never have, never will. I only care about people that I care about. If someone that I care about thinks I'm a piece of crap, then that would bother me because I love them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I don't know you or I don't care about you, bring it on, say whatever you want. I don't care. But he does crap on a lot of people.
He does. Pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
And everything.
And I threw a name out at you earlier,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's him.
That was
I
it.
do
That's
know
it.
the
That's-
name I brought up, though. He does the same thing. He's
Yes,
mouthy on. He
Yep.
was really mouthy on MySpace
Yeah.
back in the day.
I miss MySpace.
And the Burning Hammer.
Yeah.
He would go by his name, so that
Yep.
seems to, I don't know.
It's weird.
You know?
You know, it's just, I don't know.
But you got to give him credit, though. Mayor McCheese, being a big fan of McDonald's as I was as a kid, you know what I mean? With
Yeah.
a Hamburglar and all. They don't do them guys enough.
No.
They really should
Those are
bring
gimmicks.
them back.
They're gimmicks.
Yeah, Grimace, all those guys should come back.
Yep.
All right, there's been a lot of talk on Facebook about the big fight August 26th.
Oh, McGregor
Between-
and Mayweather.
The greatest boxer of his time, 49-0,
Yep.
Floyd Mayweather versus, and I refuse to say his nickname, but I will say this guy, the notorious Conor McGregor. Everybody's saying it, right? Covering their asses by saying, oh, Conor's got no chance, not even a puncher's chance. That's bull.
No.
You get into a ring, there's always, I don't care who you are, there's always a puncher's chance.
Yes.
Always.
Here's my take on that, if it means anything to anyone. Mayweather is a boxer.
Yes.
Boxers can only punch.
Yes.
That's how they win their fights. That's how they know they win the fights. McGregor, a phenomenal boxer, great punches, but he also normally relies on his elbows,
Yep.
relies on his kicks, rely on wrestling holds, things that he can't use in a boxing match.
Right.
So he's got to figure how he can only use his punches
Yes.
to beat Mayweather. And to be honest with you, the promos are what I'm more into.
I've been loving
They're money. They're
and,
all
and
money.
I know that there's a lot of swearing. That's why people
Yeah.
don't like it, right? And I did tell Maria this, that any kid can go out there and swear and make it sound good.
Yeah.
But you can't admit that you cannot say it's not funny.
It's-
Conor is a riot.
And what he says is true.
It is true. Well, remember, he did say, too, fighting, it's a limited, compared to him, it's a limited fighting.
Yeah.
Where you can, like you just said it all, you can only use your hands.
Yep.
Okay? I'm going to give you what I think. If Conor McGregor doesn't take him out by the third or fourth round, he isn't going to be able to take him out. Because once Floyd gets into his rhythm of moving in that ring, you know what I mean, ducking and bobbing and weaving and moving around, he won't get caught.
Yeah.
Trust me. There's a reason why he's 49-0. And it's not because he's got punching power. It's because he knows how to defensively move around and throw enough
And save himself.
to get by for a win.
Save his wind and how to,
Yes.
not get blown. They call it being blown up.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good fight. But see here, if I was playing, Don King,
Yep.
I would put Mayweather over.
Yeah.
Second fight in a cage.
Yep. Which
McGregor.
will never happen. Trust me. Floyd will never go there.
Well,
He won't.
if I was Don King,
Yep.
and put McGregor and them in the cage and McGregor over,
Yep.
and then Mayweather be like, hey, I made enough money, I'm out, peace. McGregor go to WWE,
Yeah.
WrestleMania,
Yep.
him and CM Punk.
That'd be awesome.
That's if I was
That
booking.
would be awesome. I'd like to see that. I really would.
So
you ought to, hey, Vince, you might get a new booker here because I'll tell you,
That's if CM Punk would go back. I mean,
you know something? Eventually he's going to have to because I really think the money will run out eventually where he's going to be like, I need more money. But he doesn't have to go to WWE, though.
No.
He could go to New Japan.
he's got options. The guy in London offered him $1 million.
That's crazy.
And I heard it's a legit.
Yeah, that's what I
offer,
heard
so-
too. That's nuts, though.
Yeah.
But I can see him going over to Japan and making a lot of money.
Absolutely.
A lot of money.
Absolutely.
And people want to see CM Punk.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you, it's funny because I bring this up here and there, how much of a jerk he was those days that I catered. He just wasn't very nice to anybody. And Homicide's always like, yeah, Punk's my boy. And that's great that he's your boy. But he just never was very nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I will say this too, that Triple H and Shawn Michaels did try to cut him out. You know what I mean? When he first came up,
Yeah.
they didn't. But the fans, he got over.
Absolutely.
And once you get over, there's nothing anybody can do to stop you. I mean, Daniel Bryan got over. They did everything in their power by saying how he's a B player, this and that. Didn't work.
Nope.
They tried to bury him left and right. His in-ring work
Yep.
told the story.
Absolutely.
Like it's supposed to.
Absolutely.
And same thing with Punk.
Yep.
You know? It kills me because it took so long for Joe to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He should have been there a
Samoa
while ago,
Joe
yeah.
should have been there before. He never should have even went to TNA. Honestly. He should have went straight to WWE. I think they lost out on a lot of years on Samoa Joe. Same thing with AJ Styles.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
I got to ask you a question because it was posted on Facebook by guys from this era. What do you you remember the Ring of Honor original roster?
I actually just watched the Road. Was it the Road to Championship?
Yeah.
The first TV I just watched that the other day. You had Doug Williams. You had the Briscoes. God, who else was on there? Who else was on it?
Well, they
Oh my
got
God.
the Hit Squad.
Yep, the
AJ Styles. Daniel Bryan.
Xavier.
Xavier.
John Walters.
John Walters.
Yeah, low-key.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just
BJ Whitmer. I mean, I
BJ
could go
Whitmer, yeah.
Special K.
Special
My
kid.
favorite
Jay
faction
Lethal.
of all time in wrestling.
Yep.
Bunch of young kids, right? Like I had Lord Indigo Deranged on the show,
Deranged,
right?
yep.
I'll tell you, I tell the story all the time. First time I seen him wrestle, I snickered. Like, look at this kid. I did.
Yep.
You know, and that's no knock on him because by the time he left that ring, I wanted to know more about him and I wanted to see him. He had me hooked as a huge fan of
Yeah.
him. Blew me away. Then I started getting the Jersey All Pro tapes.
Yep.
Kid was unbelievable. You had the Carnage crew, DeVito and Lope.
Yes.
They had Masada with them for a while.
Yep.
Then a couple years down the line, they brought in Just Incredible. But in my eyes, the greatest roster, especially of independent wrestling, is that era of Ring of Honor. Has nothing, no knocks on this era of Ring of Honor, because I like a lot of guys in it. I like the Kingdom. You know what I mean? I like War Machine. I like Jay Briscoe.
Yep.
You know, the Briscoe brothers.
Briscoe brothers,
I meant
yep.
to say Jay Lethal, but I said Jay Briscoe. But not that I love the Briscoe brothers too, but Jay Lethal. I like Silas Young. Bear City Bruisers, very entertaining.
Yep.
And I'm probably going to get heat for this, but I'm not a big fan of the Young Bucks. I'm not. And I know people are going to say and come down on me, but guess what, man? I'm sorry. But 11 super kicks in a match, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of that.
I like them because they're entertaining.
They are
You
a little
know,
entertaining.
they go in the ring and they get beat up, but they I don't know the scenario of it was, but I was watching a video where they were punking off a little kid.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they-
yeah. And it was like his birthday or something.
So yeah, and then they let the kid get one on me.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's cool. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be me if I didn't tell you the truth. Do I watch their matches? Yes, I do. So they got me.
Yep.
I'm just not a big fan of the overall hype of them. That's all. I'm not. You know, I think they should have came up with something more original than Too Sweet, because it's not even theirs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Are they good in the ring? Yes. Do they need 13 super kicks? And I counted them when I went to see the pay-per-view in Lowell. 13 super kicks. Do you need that? Shawn Michaels only needed one, not 13.
You kill the move.
And on top of that, there was a super kick in every match that night. What happened to, not doing what's supposed to be done later on in the main events or semi-main events? Again, I am not saying they're bad workers. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not a big fan of them. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't a big fan of a lot of different wrestlers. But then I'm fans of, guys that people don't even know. You know what I mean? That me and you might know because we're wrestling.
We talked about Brian
fanatics.
Adias the last time I was here.
Brian
Remember?
Adias. How about Al Madrill?
Al Madrill.
I love Al Madrill. You know what I mean? Phenomenal worker.
Yeah.
And the Young Bucks are making a lot of money. When
Yes, they are.
when I went to that pay-per-view, you won't believe this. Seriously, if they didn't walk out of that building with over $5,000 each, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Their line was so long.
Yep.
It was so long for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were out there. They were switching guys up. They couldn't switch. They couldn't put
They had to
anybody
keep 'em
else
out
out there because they constantly had a long line.
Yeah.
And again, more power to them, Dave.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm just, like I said, just not a big fan. The Bullet Club is cool,
Yep.
you know, but until you get the real leader of the Bullet Club in it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't, you know, Finn Balor
Yep.
is the leader of the real Bullet Club. You know, and Kenny Omega's a great wrestler.
Yep.
No knock on them. And again, Young Bucks are great wrestlers too. Just not a big fan of them.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. Let's.
Now you mentioned Missy Hyatt's book.
Yes.
Have you read Missy Hyatt's
Oh
book?
yeah, sure did.
All right.
Jim Kelly.
So Missy Hyatt probably proclaimed she was probably one of the
Biggest ring rats.
biggest
ever.
ring rats.
Yeah. Tommy
And-
Rich.
And that was the first
That
experience.
was the first one.
In the convertible at the red light.
Yep.
You know, if you read the book, you know the story. Ring rat is an interesting term,
Oh yeah.
and it gets thrown around a lot.
Yep.
And I know some people are like, oh, what does Dave know? Ring rats, if you don't know what they are basically groupies.
Yep.
Basically groupies for professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Um,
Who were around a lot. Every wrestler had them in their
Yeah.
cities back in the day.
you know, Memphis was big, Texas.
Huge.
And the thing is if you go online now, especially a lot of forums, they talk about how girls get into the business are ring rats.
Right.
Girls who sleep with wrestlers, get into business, get on shows are ring rats, and that's absolutely false.
No, I agree.
A
I don't
ring
think
rat
it's
will
going
never-
on anymore, Dave.
Well, ring rats never get into business. They stay away from the business.
Right.
They stay out of the scene. And basically, just like a groupie, ring rats were not just for companionship.
Yeah.
I'll keep this clean.
Yeah.
But they also provided a roof for wrestlers.
Yes.
They provided food. Transportation.
Yep.
Um,
Place to sleep instead of a hotel.
exactly. You know, like they every time a wrestler would go to a certain town, they had a girl.
Absolutely.
They would go stay at a house. She would cook. She would do their laundry because God knows wrestlers can't do laundry. I've been in the ring with a lot of wrestlers that can't do laundry. It's bad. But you know, and that's what a ring rat is.
Yep.
And I think it's a very degrading type of term, but that's how they differ. Instead of calling, hey, you know, she's a groupie, that's what they were.
Right.
You know, they were companionship. They were moms to a lot of to a lot of guys.
Yep.
And but everybody keeps saying, oh, girls sleep around getting into the business. She's a ring rat. No, she's just
I don't agree.
sleeping her way into the business.
Right.
You know.
There's a lot of good, talented girls out there right now.
Yeah.
A lot of good,
Absolutely.
talented girls, you know.
Yeah.
We could go on and on. I mean, Davienne, unbelievable
Yes.
worker.
Yep.
Adira, another good one.
My favorite is Jocelyn.
Unreal.
The girl,
Yeah.
I remember it was at XWA and she came out in a hammerhead costume.
Yep.
And she's got the shotgun going on. I was like, and then she threw salt water into her opponent's face.
Yep.
Boom, I popped.
That's awesome.
That
And
was awesome,
She's
yeah.
affiliated with she's the Sea
Yes.
Stars.
Yep, the Sea Stars.
Ashley walks in. I'm sorry, but do you remember the other girl's name?
The sisters.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember.
I can't either, and I'm very sorry. I promised to give you a plug next time, but those girls are incredible. Well, Helen Vale, another up-and-coming girl.
Yeah.
Will be on the show soon.
Yep.
Really, really good wrestler. There's just so many of them right
Yeah.
now, you know, and we're known now for putting out good girls. Alicia Edwards,
Yep. She's been around for a long time.
Sasha Banks.
Yep,
You know what I
Sasha.
mean? Mistress Belmont. I mean, we have a lot of talented women
In the
around.
day, female-
Vanity Vixen.
But female wrestlers were never meant to be wrestlers.
Right.
They were just the, what they call them, popcorn matches. You know, they throw the girls in there,
Right.
go get popcorn, come back, they're over. You know, your next match is up.
Right.
And today, the women have just turned that around.
Yeah.
You know, and I
Main
bet,
event and pay-per-views and Raws.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
you know, back when I met Ariel
Yep.
from this
Another
area.
great worker.
You know, she basically, the first time I saw Ariel wrestle was actually in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Her, Cindy Rogers, and a couple other girls, they just changed my mind about female wrestling.
Right. Cindy
You know,
Rogers.
Yeah.
She's like now female hitman.
Yep.
Seriously.
She was
About
awesome.
Amy Lee.
Amy Lee. Oh my
Another
God. She's
Maria
a tough
likes
girl.
Amy Lee
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, she's a
Amy,
tough girl.
And she's such a nice person
Yes,
too.
she's
I
a
don't want to
sweetheart.
ruin your reputation, Amy, but it's true. You
And then
really
you
are a
got,
sweetheart when you're not in the ring.
Yeah, Mercedes.
You know?
Mercedes
Mercedes.
Martinez. There's some,
That's just awesome, right? Seeing you brought that up. 32, the Mae Young Classics
Mae Young
coming
Classics.
up.
Yeah,
And I'll tell you, man, I'm so excited. I can't
Yep.
wait to see this.
that's gonna be awesome.
You know, there's just a lot of great girls in there. You know,
Yep.
girls that I have never even seen work before.
Yep.
That's what I'm really more excited for.
Yeah.
But I want my favorite in the tournament, Mercedes.
Yeah.
It is. I can't help it.
I was
She's
excited
local.
to see her in there. I was like, wow, this is good. You know, it's
She's an incredible
yeah.
worker. She's just as good as any guy. You go to a match between, let's put her in the ring with Sasha Banks. Honestly, you're going to have possible match of the night. I don't care who else is on the show.
Easily, yep.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who's on.
Yeah.
They could easily steal the show.
Absolutely.
I saw her. She had a show up here in Nashville. They put on an all-woman show. Do not know if Jeff Costa put that show on or not, but it was an all-woman show. It was incredible. The match of the night that night, though, was Luna Vachon versus Malaya Hasaka.
Oh, jeez.
They went around the building, and they were hitting each other with steel chairs, right, as hard as they could. There was no hands going up or anything. It was insane.
Yep.
You know?
It was intense.
And to me, that was the first time I saw women's wrestling live that made me go, wow. Like, this is something special, you know?
Yep.
Luna already had that name.
Yeah.
And I had seen Malaya Hasaka in magazines.
Yep.
You know, so she was already doing well for herself, too. But I'll tell you, man, now, the women that's out there, any girl that's training now or in the independent scene around here, or anywhere in the United States even, with the WWE Network and this Mae Young Classic and things, there's stuff to strive for.
Yeah.
You know, before you would only think maybe 4 girls would make it to the WWE in a span of a year or so.
Yep.
Now, you're talking about a lot of girls.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all phenomenal.
They're all
workers,
great.
you know?
Absolutely.
Becky Lynch, Natalia, Jose posted. I posted that I'm not a big fan of Naomi. I'm not.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. I'm not. I don't think she's that great. And Jose was like, I could not disagree more with this post, which made it great for me though because I respect his opinion.
Yeah.
So now I have to watch her in a different light now.
Yep.
And see what he's seeing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what it is about her. I'm just not a big fan of her. Again, but I don't have to be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like who I like.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
There's a lot to choose. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, if Jose writes that, I definitely am going to watch this match next time I see her in the ring in a different way.
Jose's interesting. And again, when you get him on this show, you're going to have...
Still trying to
because you've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
You're going to have this whole view of Jose that's going to be different because his thinking process, I really don't know a lot of people that think like Jose.
Really?
Because he sees things others don't.
Right.
That's why he comes up with these really good ideas. Like he could take a mop. You know, you always talk about the guy that wrestles the mop. He can take that whole idea and make it even better.
Right.
He'll come up with some kind of,
I believe it.
you know, idea or something like that. And his mind 24 hours a day. You know, Claudia would tell you.
Right. Yeah.
You know, she's
so awesome.
Yeah.
Too. Dave, you want to talk about wrestling seminars?
I do. First of all, I brought a book with me.
Definitely. Let's plug Billy's book.
I'll plug the book. I do not get anything for saying anything about this book. I do not get any kickbacks, nothing.
Right.
I'm doing this because I believe in this book. It's called Ears Open, Mouth Shut. If you can ask anybody for advice in professional wrestling, the best advice, ears open, mouth shut. You listen to it, you're going on a road trip, you sit in the locker room, you sit there with your mouth shut, open up your ears, you're going to learn a lot.
I've heard that a million times too.
And William King III, local wrestler, has written this book. And it's a short read, but the information in it is unbelievable. There's no fluff.
Right.
I believe every single wrestling school should give this to their students.
I agree.
Purchase it. You can get on Amazon.com. Ears Open, Mouth Shut, William King III. It's $10 on Amazon. It might be a little less now. I'm not sure.
Right.
But, I mean, it goes through everything. It goes through how to do promos. It goes through how to put together a match, how to organize a card.
Yeah.
The positions of the ring.
Yep.
And, you know, the position of the ring is really, really important because back in 2007, I think, or 2006, I was doing some referee work.
Right.
And I didn't realize how horrible I was with my positioning. And Mongoose, Mike Mongoose, you know, Mike, referee.
Yeah. Yes.
He
I
came
haven't
over
seen
to me,
him in a long time.
and he says, "Can I
He's
offer?"
still in the business?
I don't know, but it's been a long time since I've seen this
I
guy.
haven't seen him in a ring in a while.
And he offered me some advice, and he says, "You keep crossing the hard cam. Picture the ring like a horseshoe,
right?
And that's your position." And I was like, I knew positioning for wrestling,
right?
I didn't know for refereeing,
right? And
it was very simple, you know. And it's but anyway, this book, it's. I mean, you can spend an hour just talking about this.
Right.
But again, it is a thin read, but it's no fluff. It's everything in here. It talks about moves, holds, blow-up drills. You know, how many guys get in the ring and 5 minutes later, you know,
Throwing up in
that'll
a
be me
barrel.
right now. But he's got drills in here, I think from Holly Race.
And it's from a solid worker, too.
He is.
This is not, you know what I mean? Billy's a good worker.
He's excellent. He's got,
Sorry, William.
yep,
King the Third.
William King the Third.
Yes.
So yeah, like Amazon.com, you go get this book. If you're a wrestler, you're going to learn a lot from it. If you're a wrestling school, I mean, really, it's $10. Offer it to your students, and you can use it as a like a guide. And really, you know, when you go to wrestling schools, it's like going to college.
Yes.
You know, people say, "Oh, $3,000." Well,
Yep.
it's an education.
Yep.
And it's education that you can take, and you can either do nothing with it, or you can better yourself with it, put yourself into a business, and make money for yourself. So $10 is a really small investment.
Absolutely.
I believe. Now, we're talking about seminars. A couple of people on Facebook have posted about seminars I've seen on websites, on different groups and stuff. Like, oh, I went to this school, I went to this. Seminars are, when, like, let's say if you're a computer programmer.
Yep.
Okay, you go to a college, you spend $5,000 for education, you go off and you go work for IBM. Well, things change in computers.
Yes.
And there's always ways of making things better.
Yep.
So you have to further your education. So you take these little classes. Well, that's what seminars are.
Yes.
Seminars are people that have either excelled
Yep.
or have information that can help you
Right.
excel, and they're sharing with you. And Bob Evans, oh, Madon. Bob Evans was running Slam Tech Wrestling School.
Yes.
And he was a great trainer. Mikey Bennett and so many others. And now he does these seminars, and they call them Hang with Bob seminars.
Yeah.
Because it was funny, because Bob would take pictures, have pictures of wrestlers, and all of a sudden they get signed right away. So it's Hang with Bob, you know, excel your like, career. But his seminars are phenomenal, you know, and I know that because I've shared locker rooms with this guy, and his basically him and Steve Bradley, they came together, they came out together, and I remember them doing a tag team, Bad and Brutal. So their minds are alike.
Right.
And Bob can help you so much.
Oh,
He can help you with
absolutely.
promos. He can help you in the ring. And I want to say every day, but on Bob's Facebook, he does like a live, like he's driving to work, something like that.
Right.
And he'll do like a live feed.
Yeah.
And the education you can learn just by watching him, you know, setting goals for yourself. How to, and it's not just wrestling.
Yep.
It's anything
life.
in life.
Life lessons.
Life lessons.
Yeah.
So if you have an opportunity to go to a Bob Evans seminar,
Yes.
please do go. It's worth it. Also, you got guys that are, Arnie Anderson's doing one in Idaho or something like that. Yeah. I mean, if you don't go to an Arnie Anderson seminar,
crazy.
come on, you're crazy.
One of the greatest in-ring workers of all time. I don't care what anybody says.
And, you know, they got the camps. Mike Bennett, Matt Taven does the camp for the XWA Rhode Island. Every once in a while they do one down there because they're still training. They still got the school down there. Awesome. Mike and Maria, full-time with WWF. They still make time to come down to the school and help the kids.
That's awesome.
That is incredible. That shows the dedication that he has. The New England Pro Wrestling, you know, Brian Fury.
Yep.
He does the camps.
Yes.
And that just basically what that does is it gives you an idea before you put down your money. Do I want to do this?
Yep.
Is this for me? Because people think, oh, you know, I can do this.
Right.
No, not everybody can.
Not everybody can.
And
You're
it's a
right.
good way to, you know, for Brian to see whether you got it or not. And he'll tell you, you know, hey, you got it. Come to school. You know, maybe it's not for you. He'll tell you that, you know. But I think seminars are very important to continue your education, to continue the knowledge, so that you can profit in this business. Because, you know, I mean, if you're going to just go to school, work for $20 for the next 10 years, you're not going to make no money. You're not going to get anywhere.
No, exactly. There's actually a seminar coming up in August with UFO. Pat Dillon's putting one out with Robbie E.
Yep.
You know,
Yes.
A
Yeah.
lot of people have their opinions of Robbie E, but guess what? Robbie E knows how to work.
Yeah.
Robbie E has been successful. I don't know if you remember, but his tag team with Billy Bax back in the day, the Valedictorians,
Yep.
was an incredible tag team who had great matches with Matt and Brian Logan and Chaotic. I mean, literally, that was back. I was actually going to a lot of Chaotic shows back then, and they were a big part of it.
Yeah.
You know, and then he got the Jersey Shore gimmick.
Yep. Yep.
And he ran with
I remember
it,
that, yeah.
And he's awesome with it, you know?
Yep.
Robbie E's a very talented wrestler.
Yeah.
And you guys could learn a lot from that. Speaking of the UFO, next Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's next 23rd is a Sunday, I think. Right?
Okay.
So today's the 17th. It's
Oh,
a Monday.
23rd would be a Tuesday. Oh,
No, wait.
Well, Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Okay. I'm not good with numbers.
Neither am
Sorry.
I. But at 11 o'clock, the El Mundo Festival starts at Fenway Park, and UFO will be putting on a show.
That's awesome.
And if I'm not, some of the matches and stuff are just going to be incredible. I know that Brian Malone is teaming up with Davian.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be a great, great card. I'm sure you're going to see Slick Wagner Brown. You're going to see Benny Jukes. You're going to see a lot. There's going to be, last year they did it. I wasn't able to go, and I'm really trying to go this year. They just had show after show. They were able to just bring a whole bunch of guys down, and everybody got to work. And to see everybody come together for such a thing is just incredible.
Yep.
You know, if you're not out there supporting indie wrestling, what are you waiting for? Go see the stars of tomorrow today.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of friends that are into wrestling, but not as much as me. And I try to talk them into going to independent shows.
Yeah.
And then when I show them the pictures I've had with guys like Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Homicide, you know, the list goes. I could sit here forever naming names, right?
Yep. I've seen the pictures.
And I got them by going. I didn't get them going to WWE shows. You ain't gonna meet them in a WWE show. You're gonna sit way up there. You're gonna pay $60, $50. You have no shot of meeting a wrestler. You can come to an independent show, pay $15, $20.
For XWA Rhode Island, $5
on Thursday nights.
$5 for a Thursday night of wrestling,
Yeah,
and the
that's
wrestling
crazy.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know they could get more than that.
Absolutely.
If they really wanted to.
Yep.
But why? They do it for the fans.
Yep.
$5. You can't beat that. Where are you going to get entertained nowadays for $5?
Yep.
You know what I mean? You can't.
And you get to throw toilet
Except
paper at
there.
Anthony Catano.
Yeah. You could throw
Toilet paper.
a soil-filled diaper.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hint, hint.
if it happens, Anthony, it's because of us. Sorry, buddy. You know what I mean? But it's probably
Make that
gonna
money,
happen.
Anthony.
It's probably going to happen. And I'm glad you brought the kid up because now I want to go home and I want to watch this.
And again, I'm not talking ill of him, disrespectful.
Right. You're just stating the facts.
I've never seen anybody come out to the ring make me want to hate him that much.
Right.
Make me want to call somebody a piece of shit because that means he's doing his job right.
Right.
You know.
And I believe you because, like I told you, that's how I feel about Chuck O'Neil.
Yeah.
Who would kill me. You know what I mean? He's a legitimate tough guy.
Yeah.
But I love hating him. Like when he comes out, I am so loud. Honestly, it's like ridiculous. Probably like you with this kid. You know what I mean? Yep. And you go to an independent show, and if you don't get involved by cheering and booing, what are you there for? Yeah. You know what I mean? You said it last time. You go to an independent show, you could have the worst day of your life. You go to that independent wrestling show or any wrestling show in general, and it's gone.
It's a great stress
5
relief.
minutes into the show, you forgot all about your problems. Now you're having fun.
And then you're sitting with people that share your interest.
Yes.
And you're going to make friends. You know, that's why I've loved professional wrestling. I don't do it anymore. I like to go to the shows, especially XWA Thursday Night Throwdown.
Yep.
Again, I don't get nothing for saying it. I really do love their shows. I enjoy going to see it. And it's a good stress relief, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
I work overnight, so I go before work.
Right.
And then now when I go to work, I'm happy.
Right. Any of the guys at work like wrestling? By chance,
Actually,
like you get to talk to them about it?
I maybe work with a couple of people that like wrestling.
Yeah.
But they like the old school wrestling, the 80s, the 90s.
Yeah.
Then not a lot of people up into the stuff today.
Right. Well, it's funny because I got two guys that work with me under me, Rob and Rich. And Rich don't like wrestling at all, but he knows who the old timers are.
Yeah.
But Rob likes wrestling. So we talk about it a little bit here and there. I see something on the internet. I got to show him this and that. I try to talk him into going to shows, but it kills me that these guys look at my pictures and go, oh, man, you're so lucky. I've told you a million times you could come to the same shows. Bring your sons. Tiago, Kevin, Polito, you know. I tell them all the time. Their kids are always, I show them the pictures. Yeah. And they flip out over it, you know, but they don't listen to me. Tiago goes out and he buys the WWE tickets, and it's a waste of money. I'm sorry. Yeah. To me.
I think a lot of people buy the tickets so they can be on TV. So they can
he
watch
does
it.
Because he buys house show tickets too, though.
Oh, really?
He does.
Okay.
He does. He buys house show, and he tries to go to Raw and all that too if he can, and pay-per-views.
I can't see why people pay that much money for these shows. But
yeah, it's amazing, especially when you can see the stars of tomorrow
You get
today.
better entertainment at an independent show.
Absolutely. The guys come out at intermission. They might be sitting at a table before the show even starts. I mean, I know at Pat's show that they're all accessible. They all are. Is it like that? I've never been to an XWA show. Same thing?
Absolutely. Especially, they're a group of guys. They're called the Alpha Squad.
Yep.
If
I've
you've
heard of them.
Okay. And these guys, again, when they come out, you want to hate them.
Right.
You know, you just want to throw things at them. You want to punch them. Which means, again, David, you're doing your job right.
Right.
At intermission, they come out. They sell their stuff.
Yep.
They interact with the crowd properly. They're a good bunch of guys. All the entire roster that they got, that Mike's got there, good bunch of guys.
Right.
Very family-friendly type shows.
That's awesome.
And I have never seen anybody deny anyone, you know, an autograph or a picture.
Right.
I mean, the big guy, oh my God, Wrecking Ball.
Yeah. How does
Legursky.
Yeah.
I got his T-shirt.
Big
I'm having a blank right now. Big guy comes out. People hate him.
Yep.
But he comes out. He'll take a picture of everybody.
That's awesome.
You know,
it really is.
Christian Casanova. I haven't seen Christian in a long time, but
He's incredible talent.
he's an incredible talent, and I know he's a bad guy over in Chaotic. I don't want to ruin his reputation, but he's one of the sweetest guys that with the kids. You know, with everybody, but especially with the kids.
Yeah.
You know, I seen how he comes out. He'll do a promo with a kid.
Nice.
You know, and he's just so good with the kids.
Yeah, that's awesome because he is a hell of a talent.
Yes.
There's a lot of good talent in this area that people really don't know about.
Yep.
And one of my favorite tag teams right now, honestly, is Adrenaline Rush.
Yeah.
What a tag team. These guys, and they're only getting better.
Yes.
Every match they do, they're just going to continue to get better and better. And I really enjoy watching them wrestle. The XWA just last night, they had that big show.
They did. And I'm
17th annual?
17 years.
Wow.
And congratulations to Anthony Green and AC Baby for winning tag titles.
Nice. That must be a hell of
Very,
a
very
tag
well
team.
deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony Green's going to be a star too.
Yes.
Honestly. And I said it the other day about he's got good size.
He does.
Like, you know, he's got he's got to be like 6'2", maybe something like that.
Yeah, he's a little
Close
tall,
to
he's
it.
a little taller than me, and little by little, you know, he's going to put on some size.
Yes.
Doing it right. And the thing about Anthony is that back in like 2006, 2007, he was doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And I think I was one of the first guys that he interviewed.
Oh, nice.
And I hadn't met him at the time, and I just remember doing the interview. I was like, this kid's done his homework.
Yeah.
You know, so everything he does well.
That's awesome.
You know, I'm very
his
proud of
tag
him.
team with Cam Zagami was a really good tag team.
Yes.
You know, what was that called? The Cam and instead of it, you know, Cam and Anthony. Great tag team. There's a lot of, like I said, we're talking about a lot of good talent. But last night at the XW, they had Ricochet was there.
Ricochet, and was
Tessa
Ray
Blanchard
Ray
was there.
Mysterio.
Ray Mysterio
Yeah.
was there. And I know John Morrison
Yep, he
was
worked.
there.
He
Johnny
wrestled.
Mundo.
He wrestled JT Dunn.
Yeah.
And JT Dunn beat him.
He's another
Yeah,
kid that's incredible work.
absolutely.
It's like
Come
I
a long
said,
way.
right now, New England is huge. It's a hotbed for incredible talent. You can go. There could be 5 shows running in Massachusetts, in New Hampshire, Rhode Island, all the New England areas, and every show would have great matches all night long.
Yeah.
That's how much talent is around here.
Yep.
You know?
And I know we got a few minutes here. I just want to say congratulations, Flip Gordon,
Yes.
with a contract with Ring of Honor
Yes.
Wrestling. And to be honest with you, I got to tell you guys, it wasn't just Ring of Honor that he had to choose from.
Really?
He got contracts from, I don't know if I should say much, but he got contracts and offerings from some big companies.
Wow.
And he thought, you know, he put some thought into it and went what he thought was the best for at this time.
Yep.
And congratulations to Flip Gordon
Absolutely.
and Leo Rush.
Just got signed with NXT, right?
NXT.
Bobby Fish just made his debut.
Bobby
too.
Fish.
Another one. I heard Kyle O'Reilly's right behind him.
Really?
That's what I heard. And I hope that's true.
Yep.
I'd love to see them put together as at Red Dragon again. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What about Josh Briggs?
Josh is
Another
awesome.
kid. Unbelievable.
It's funny
I
because
shouldn't say unbelievable.
you asked him about me on when he was on the show, and he didn't know me. And every time I go to introduce myself at the XWA show, he's always getting pulled away. Busy guy, but he's such a great talent.
Yes, he is.
Big guy. He reminds me of the Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
He's got the height. He can move. You know, he takes a clothesline like somebody takes his head right off, and he does a spin and everything. Guy's awesome.
He's just, and I don't want to leave anybody out. If I didn't say your name, please don't hold it against me because you guys are all Brickmass Stone's another
Yes.
one. Cam
Yep.
Zagami's another one. There's just a lot of great
Yeah.
talent in New England. And the women, like you said, the Sea Stars,
Yep.
Helen Vale. There's just so much talent, you know.
Absolutely.
And it's funny because I'll hear about another guy from somebody or from Facebook, and it's like I'll look into it. Guy's been wrestling for 3 years, but I didn't hear about it because there's so much wrestling going on. You can't get to every show.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? If I had it, my way, I'd go to a show every weekend, but that won't work in my house. It definitely won't work because I can't go to every wrestling show. I'd love to go to all the chaotic shows, the NECW shows, the XWA shows, which I have to get down there. Jose told me, too, I could come down with the cameras and everything.
Awesome.
So I got to take advantage of that down the line, you know. Dave, you're going to be coming back on again soon.
Awesome.
I know that. I think it's in September. You know, I got some great guests coming up.
And anybody who thinks I come here just to talk about myself, I don't. I mean, I like to talk about myself, but I want to talk about other people. I want to talk about other wrestlers that you should be checking out if you don't know who they are. I want to talk about promotions. I want to talk about people running seminars. I want to talk more about Ears Open, Mouth Shut, William King III's book. And again, William actually shares a story in here, a real life story, and how he turned that real life story into a wrestling storyline. And like I said, it's a short read, but the information is packed.
Invaluable.
Invaluable. Every page has valuable information. And if you're a wrestler, you should have this. If you're a wrestling school, you should offer this to your students. And if you're a fan, go to Amazon.com. Ears Open, Mouth Shut, William King III. Buy the book. You'll have so much appreciation for professional wrestling, what they go through, what they have to learn, and what they have to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I've been just telling everybody I got a mystery guest for next week. So I think I'm going to announce it right now.
What you got?
Johnny Vegas.
Oh, nice.
Johnny Vegas, which I'm very excited for. I want to talk a lot about Jeff Costa's old AWA.
Ask him about,
Yeah.
Ask him about Jeff Costa's 3D wrestling.
Oh, I was there.
Were you there?
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't there. I've heard about this.
Yeah.
And I keep hearing, like, guys that are close to Jeff Costa, you got to ask him about 3D
yeah.
wrestling.
He's unbelievable. And he gave a kid the glasses. He got right in his face. Can't you see? Can't you see? Oh, I'm telling you, Jeff was the last of the Connie.
The last of the Connie, yep.
And I'll tell you, I'm hoping to get Jeff on the show. But I do have Maverick Wild coming in on October 16th.
That was awesome.
Guys, that's it, Dave. Thank you again,
My pleasure.
man.
Thank you so much.
And you'll be back. Dave is coming back on November 6th.
Awesome.
We're out. Peace.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.